Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Constellation SMP. This is episode 2. Last episode, I had a bit of trouble with my throat. It's a bit better now, but I still have some issues. Oh, well, last time you already saw this room. Awakey was working on it, but he's definitely there were just a few holes in the ground in different colors. Now he's completely decorated it too, with some copper as well. Although, I haven't set up the bee thing yet. I was planning on retrieving the bees and getting the, well, not retrieving the bees, getting the honey. But, I was gonna do that this episode. So, the copper's gonna age and all. I don't know if that's intended, but we'll find out. So yeah, the plans to get the bees and the sheeps, I already wrote down the coordinates. But I really do like how this room turned out. I like the gradient specifically. I like working with those now. Though, I'm not good at it yet. Just have to learn how to do it. And experiment and all the stuff. Now I just have to make sure I have everything I need. I don't need that much, but I'm gonna have to get the bees and find the place. And obviously, the general direction would be over there, but I'm gonna have to write down the coordinates anyway in chat because I'm definitely not going to remember them. Okay, maybe I would remember, but it's just to be sure. Oh, and I've started working on the floor. I got a bit bored. I had deep slate in my inventory. So I kind of just went with it, tried gradient, trying to make a gradient. First it was one type of block, then I added another, and it kept going like that until I got like this. I wanted to do the rest afterwards, and I've made it slabs to, resources. In this case, one block would be 2 blocks. And because it's slabs, mobs won't spawn on it either. For the next episode, I'm planning on going mining. And I'll be getting diamonds. Well, not getting, I'll be trying to find it. And even if I can't, deep slate's the main goal to be able to decorate the floor. Because I can't keep staring at stone. And same goes for the walls. I'm gonna have to find something to do with that. So instead of the general stone and dirt, I'll have to make it something else. Besides that, I'll need to get some wheat for the sheeps that I also have to collect later on. And there's also the part where Awakey actually got cows at some point while I wasn't recording, but he placed them over here, right next to the entrance of the mine too. So I think it's inconvenient. So I'm gonna make a different room for it over there, and then once we get the sheep, I'm gonna make another room over there. But that's a bit enough of that. Now it's time to get some honeycombs. Right. Oh, well, hello there. I haven't forgotten what you did. You're gonna stay there and reflect on your actions. There we go. Oh, I found the honeycomb, but the coordinates aren't right. It's not the same coordinates. So either I wrote down the coordinates from a distance, or I simply haven't found it yet and it's somewhere else. And if it's somewhere else, then that just means there's 2 close by each other, and I just got lucky with finding this one. Which, all in all, is still good, because that means I should be able to get it twice as fast. It's just that this one doesn't have any flowers next to it. So I'm just gonna have to bone meal it so that the bees can actually, harvest the honey. And I'm gonna have to find the bees, because if there's no flowers, they're just gonna go off. So, come here, buddy old pal. I need your honey. Honey, honey, honey. There's usually 2 bees though, so I'm gonna have to get oops, hope I didn't attract the bee and distracted it from getting honey. So yeah, just gotta fight in the other ones so that I can get honey twice as fast. Look, there it is. Come here. Come here. Hey, hello. Thank you. This is getting a bit exhausting. They're not being that helpful right now. Look, see, I told you I'd distract them. Also, for those who don't know, we already have bees in our base. It's just I didn't collect any honeycombs, and we don't have soak touch. So we don't have a place for the bees to live, and so they won't produce honey because they don't have a place to put it. That's why I had to go out again and find a different beehive so that I could get honeycombs and, you know, make the thing. Besides that, I'm just gonna make a bit of a base while I'm waiting. I'm just gonna make a tower specifically. It's gonna be like a big wooden tower. So I'm just gonna make it a landmark because I mean, what else am I? I got the proportions wrong. When I have like a shovel or yeah, I do have a shovel. And look, I'm just punching the ground. That's just how inefficient I am these days. Also, I should get a bed before it becomes night. I sheared the sheeps here so I could do that. And it already happened to me once where I placed down a bed, broke the bed, broke my spawn point, and then died with all my stuff. Honestly speaking, from my current actions, I have not reflected on myself. And there's still no honey, so definitely doesn't happen in just a day. Honestly speaking, I'm expecting to stay for a long time because, you know, if I get one honeycomb every time, then I'm gonna have to... I think it's 3. I think I need 3 honeycombs. So yeah, if I get one honeycomb every time, then I'm gonna have to wait at least 3 times. And that should then be enough time for me to finish my build. At least in theory, I believe that would be the case. Besides that, this build resembles how a different project that was in my consideration to what I wanted to do is, but I don't actually think I mentioned it. Because last episode I mentioned about wanting to build either volcano, underwater dome, flying island. Maybe I mentioned something else too, but there was also a giant tree that I wanted to make. And well, that's of course after I work on the ant nest, which is kind of the current base / starter base. But the issue with that is, for example, this current base, the tower I'm building right now, requires about 20 logs per layer. So it's gonna require a lot of wood because it's like 3 wide. Then there's one diagonal. There's 2 diagonal blocks, not one. Kind of got it confused there. And then, so that's about 5 logs per section. You can split into 4 sections, so that would be 20 logs. The issue is, though, is that the other one is 19 wide and has about 6 diagonal blocks. So that's about 25 logs per section with 4 sections. So that's about 100 logs per layer. And if I wanted to go up 100 blocks, I'd need 1,000 logs. And truth be told, I am not much of a grinder. Certainly I have free time, so I do believe if given enough time, I'll be able to do it. But I don't think it's gonna be going too smoothly or easily. So it's still no. I'm not saying I'm going to do it because all in all, I'm probably gonna just make one project, and maybe more. It depends, but I think I'll be satisfied with just one. They're all big projects to me who doesn't play much Minecraft. Like, all in all, most of the builds you're gonna see me doing are completely things I usually don't do. They're things I wanted to do, but if you look at all my other survival experience, which you can't, most of my builds are really square and don't have any asymmetry. It's mostly symmetrical, except like the rooms. Like I once built a mansion, but it was practically just a big box with a front garden. And I can't have a kitchen on both sides, or uh, in those cases, like the outside's symmetrical, but the inside isn't. But I think that's pretty logical for most cases. Um, well, I tried breaking the logs with my shears. But yeah, all in all, this is kind of everything I have to do now. Just work on all of it. So, earlier I saw the dog. It should be in that direction. And, it's also, I'm gonna check now if the honey is actually over here, like the other beehive. Because if it is, then that would be great. Because I couldn't see the other beehive from where I'm currently standing. So that would mean that it's either here, and I'm lucky because I found the second one, or I wrote down the coordinates incorrectly, which would be really embarrassing. I didn't want the leaves. Ugh. And honestly, embarrassing, sure, but it can't really be helped for me. It happens. I'm pretty oblivious to a lot of things. I try to pay attention to everything, but most of those things are impossible to all keep track of. Wait, I'm a bit confused. If I'm oblivious and I can't keep track of things, that would make sense. But I try to observe a lot of things. Um, yeah, I think that should be enough wood for at least work a bit more. And the honey is also done as well now. And I completely forgot to make a campfire. I actually had that in mind that I realized I still had to do it, but somehow it completely escaped my mind to actually do it. So now I still have to smelt the coal. I don't want to waste any wood, so I'm gonna put multiple in there. If I get multiple charcoal, that's fine as well, but I only need one. Like you saw earlier, Awakey made a lot of furnaces. I can just pop it into one of those. Also, once we place the beehive, I'm probably gonna have to remember to put a campfire there, because I wouldn't be surprised if Wakey. Wait, seriously? It already gave me 3. Now what? I. I'm practically finished now. I can go back home, but I started my thing. The least I can do is use my wood. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna continue building my base. Well, not my base. This is my structure. And once I get to a relatively, like something I'm satisfied with, something that kind of looks like a little hut, I'll be satisfied. And then I'll just go back. Maybe I'll take the sheeps I saw around here with me. And afterwards, maybe I'll come back, finish the build. I do want to finish it, but it's probably not going to be as detailed, because I'm probably just going to go there, finish it, and leave it at that. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish the floor. I'm going to sleep, of course, and then I'm just going to go home and take the sheeps and set everything up. But, afterwards, well, I'll have to see. A lot of things are unpredictable here. I don't have enough logs to actually continue the floor now, so I'm also gonna have to see what to do with that. I'm not leaving until I'm like half satisfied, because I don't know how else I would go around with this. I don't think there's more honey, but yeah, I already said so. It's not, at the very least, it's not like day and night. And like I said earlier, I wanted to make this a tower, like gigantic. But I'm just gonna have to settle with the floor for now, because it's a bit unrealistic to make it bigger now. So I do have the stone brick stairs that I had with me for when I was building interior of the ant nest. And I'm gonna try to loop it around here, have it face the inside, and maybe it'll look good. Of course, if it doesn't, I'm not sure if it will. I can still use stone planks or cobblestone. And worst case scenario, I'll just mine more, I'll just chop more wood until I'm satisfied. Though unsatisfyingly, I like this, how it looks, but unsatisfyingly, I'm left with one stone brick. And I also like how the logs in the center, but it gave me the idea of putting a tree in the center. Like, maybe that would be, like, cool to do. Where it'll just have a tree in the middle of the house. I can just bone meal it, because I'm not waiting that out. And then, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm relatively satisfied with this. It could be better, but it's good enough. Now, the unsatisfaction of the stone brick, I'm just going to put it down there. If I ever return, I promise I'll fix it somehow. So, it's about time to... Seriously, I keep getting shot in the back. That actually scared me a bit. Because I wasn't expecting it at all. So, just gonna clean up a skeleton, show off how bad I am at this game, and leave it at that. Now, of course, before I go, I'm gonna have to check if the 3 honeycombs actually is enough, because I'm not actually experienced enough to know whether it's enough. Luckily it is, but you know, if it wasn't and I didn't check, I would go back to the base. And that would be it. I would have to come back again. So I'm just gonna take some of these flowers with me for the bees at our base. I'm gonna get some sheep to take back with me. If it doesn't work, I'll get the ones I put in the boat earlier. If it works, the ones in the boat are probably gonna stay there forever. So, yeah. Nah, it took me a lot longer to find that second sheep. There were more before, but they just disappeared on me. It took me like 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna cut that off. So it might feel a bit unnatural, but I'm also gonna cut off the journey back. But, you know, I thought I'd mention it. I don't usually know what to do in these cases. Now, here we are. And, I'm lucky I decided to cut it off because I got lost. In the end, I found the base again. But I didn't... You never saw me put in the coordinates of the base. I never had those. So, the only way I ended up finding it was because I found a cave that me and Awiki died in his first episode. And I thought of making a separate area for the sheep, but too much of a pain. We got leads, so I can just I can just separate them then when I'm making the rooms. So yeah, there isn't much to do anymore, except for like the plans for next episode. I'm gonna just go mining, get the diamonds, get some other resources. Afterwards, if I don't find diamonds, or if I do, I'm definitely going to make a diamond pickaxe, get obsidian, make another portal. If I find more diamonds, make an enchanting table. Now, I'm just going to deliver the beehive to the bees. I'm going to do that now, and that's probably going to be it for this episode. There is still, like, a lot of issues that are going to be here, because, like, I can't really leave the entrance open, because the bees are going to be going out. And that would be an issue, so I might have to make like some kind of redstone door, or I don't know, maybe I'll ask Awaki. But for now, I'm just gonna open all of this. I'm gonna just change the floor a bit with grass, well, dirt. It's gonna turn into grass. Just decorate it a bit. Afterwards, I'll decorate the room with maybe honey once I have enough to actually decorate with it. And eventually, though, I'm probably gonna just pop the bees into some kind of machine and just automize it. So it'll just give us honey automatically. Either honeycombs or the actual honey. I'm gonna do the same for the sheep. And I'm gonna still have to think of a way to do this door. For now, I'm just gonna cover it up again. And maybe I'll discuss it with Awakey if he has any idea. Because I don't. I don't have a clue on what kind of door I could be making here. And, wait, I did say that things was gonna be aging. I don't know if that was intended. But it did happen. So, well, yeah. Well, I'll just, finish the episode here. And, goodbye, everyone.